For starters, we would like to do an introduction explaining in little words what's the North Ireland conflict and to contextualize before starting talking about the institutions, communities, and social groups on it. The Irish conflict is known as the Troubles, and it began since 1169 to 1988. That is the year where finally the two main parties decide to sign an agreement and end this war. These two main parties are the Unionistas that are basically Protestants and very related with the United Kingdom, and on the other hand, there are the Republicans that are Catholics and related more with the Irish independent people. Now, the main reason why these two political parties are in war is because they want that the North Ireland be with only one religion and also with only one kind of government. So, one would like to be Protestants and part of the United Kingdom, and the other a Catholic and independent country. It's a conflict that involves terrorism, ethnic difference, guerrillas, paramilitaries, and civil war. But in 1998, the British and Irish government signed the Belfast Agreement, where both parties and groups would stop the war and it would start a new type of government in North Ireland. Now, it will be ruled by both parties, the Unionists and the Republicans. But there were some groups that didn't feel satisfied with this agreement, and they decided to not sign it and to continue their violent acts. It's a time for change, to create a new identity and also to stop those hundreds of years of war. Ian Paisley and Martin McGuinness are the leaders of this new era in North Ireland, both members of different parties, but guiding people to construct a better era. In accordance with the above, now we are going to expose the analysis of the particular conflict specifically in 1988, when the agreement was signed, explain how we could observe the influence of institutions, communities, and social groups. But first, we understand institutions by the combination of rules, norms, common sense, symbols, social activities, and also there are regulative, normative, and cultural cognitive. This is by Scott in 2011. Communities are social creations that involve interactions between people that shares identity, values, beliefs, social representations, and knowledge. Also, it includes participation that it could be a resource of empowerment, excluding or marginalization. This is by Howard, 2001. And social groups as two or more individuals that share characteristics, needs, and collective interests. Also involve interactions, conscience, objectives, values, activities, stability, identification, and power. And this is by Campbell, Scoidal, Gibbs in 2011.
To begin, we identify the following circles as communities, which are Ireland and the European Union, because communities are considered throughout the conflict have had interactions with both the community and with the others. They also share the same identity, values, belief, and certain social representations. Both have power to make an impact on others. On the other hand, during the war, both have a point of marginalization and exclusion in which many groups have struggled to remove these social barriers and finally have a stake in the conflict, and each has its own position and belief that makes it unique and impact on society. It is considered to be a conflict between the two communities because they have had contradictions of a political nature and a civil war that impact the entire society of the time was generated.
You can say that the British Parliament, the Sinn Féin, and the Social Democratic and Liberal parties are institutions due to certain factors that contribute to the creation of these institutions. These institutions have a combination of elements, such as that they're a group, that they have some norms and some pillars. They have a shared common sense, They've got some symbols, some social activities, and some material resources given to them by their political parties and their affiliations and the government. You can say that we have three pillars of structure. That they have the regulative, the normative, and the cultural cognitive pillars. So that you could say that they are the ones that have rules. They sometimes create the rules, and they have a shared some shared values and norms, and they have some meanings within them. Um,
The Irish Republican Army ensures an independent and sovereign state of the United Kingdom that covers the entire island of Ireland. It is more political. The social group of the paramilitaries and the guerrilla share objectives with the Irish Republican Army. They also make paramilitary campaigns and ensures an independent state. The feminist movement is a social group of Catholic and Protestant women who managed to make part of the negotiation of the Troubles.
Guerrillas, paramilitary, IRA, and female groups that form part of the agreements are appointed on the diagram as social group due to the fact that they appear from the community that are involved directly, British and Irish. They are being consolidated through the time from objectives and shared beliefs which permit that each person who belongs to each social groups like IRA, guerrilla, or family group can build a social identity and differentiate your group of others. From appropriation of group values and social construction of identity, the person of each group performs activities that symbolize this process and promote your group and your company.